What's going on, everybody? I hope you're doing well. Today, I wanted to talk about the clarinet break. But why do we call it the break? I mean, we're not breaking anything, and we're actually connecting two different halves of the clarinet. And why do we call it a break? It's actually a connection. I don't know, but we're going to talk about that scary part of the clarinet that everyone's afraid of called the break. Let's do it. Yo, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Where am I? What am I doing? What's the point of life? I'm going to New York. Ooh. It's still 4 o'clock in the morning. What am I doing up so early? Airport morning, Jameson Ross.
Yes.
4 o'clock in the morning.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It was great running into my friend and drummer extraordinaire Jameson Ross, and I wanted to fly to New York early to see this guy. His name is Herbie, and I'm over at NYC Woodwinds. That's Michael working some magic on my tenor, and he also did a great job on my clarinet. Be sure to stop into NYC Woodwinds if you're ever in New York. I even got a chance to meet my online student, Jim. One of my favorite parts of traveling is getting to walk around these incredible downtown areas, and how about it for Times Square? And just for the record, I swear when I'm in New York, I don't actually hang out in Times Square. That's where our hotel was. Bruh, ramen. I love ramen.
Yo, it's 4 a.m. and I'm waking up so we can go to sound check at 5. We have a 5 a.m. sound check. A 5 a.m. sound check. Come on, let's do it.
That's me on my second day of waking up at 4 a.m., looking happy as can be. And this is the band at our 4:30 a.m. lobby call, and our fearless leader, NJL. And that's us having a very profound conversation early in the morning on the bus.
Nick, can I have your click, please?
Y'all, this is what it's all about. Today, we are blessed to play at the Metropolitan Opera House in New York City. Like, this is a total dream come true. Wow, I can't believe we're playing here. So I'm going to be quiet for a couple seconds and let y'all listen to the band sound check. This is what the band sounds like at 5 a.m. Soundcheck wrapped around 6 a.m. and I went back to sleep for a couple of hours. I woke up, grabbed some coffee, and coffee is my favorite thing in the entire world. It's the saving grace of my life and especially of tour. Ever wondered what it's like to walk to the stage from the dressing rooms at the Metropolitan Opera? Well, here you go. This is Marcus, our lead alto player, and he's learning clarinet. And I'm actually showing him some register jumps, which I think at some point during this lesson, I'm going to share with y'all too. Y'all, it's showtime. It's time to play with the incredible Michael Bublé. Let's go. All right, that was a killing show. Michael sounded phenomenal. The band did amazing. So I decided to do a little museum hopping with my night off, check out that amazing New York City skyline. And the next day, I didn't fly out until 7 p.m. in the evening. So I had the whole day off, and I had to take this opportunity to visit the world famous Cat's Deli. Look at that pastrami. That is incredible. And I just have to say, for the record, that sandwich was so freaking good. Spent the afternoon walking from the East Village all the way over to the West Village, and I found myself in Washington Square Park on this incredibly beautiful day. Y'all check it out, there's the Birdman. And of course, when you're in the West Village, you gotta go stop by Smalls and the infamous Village Vanguard. I had an incredible time in New York City. I love this amazing place, and I gotta head back home to New Orleans and make a lesson video for y'all. Let's do it. I'll catch you on a second. Yo, what's going on, everybody? I hope you're doing well. My name is Gregory Agid, and today I wanted to talk about the clarinet break. And I know a lot of y'all initially just hearing that word, the clarinet break, or hearing that phrase, it is a very scary part of the clarinet. And I'm sure that people who don't even play the instrument are aware of the dreaded break. And first of all, let's just reframe how we approach this section of the clarinet. You know, we're not breaking anything. The last thing we want to do is play the instrument and break something. And I think that we could maybe reframe how we speak about that area of the clarinet and call it a connection. What's actually happening is we are connecting two halves of the clarinet. So when we go from B flat, our throat B flat, to a full B with all the fingers down, we're actually connecting the two registers of the clarinet. We're not breaking them, we're connecting them. So I think we can start this whole lesson off by reframing how we just mentally approach that area of the clarinet. So we're not breaking it, we're trying to connect two halves of the instrument. So let's just approach this from a positive mindset and a positive point of view. So today, I wanted to talk about the connection. A couple tips about approaching the connection. First off, if you can play in the low register of the clarinet, you can play in the upper register of the clarinet. And I think it's important to internalize the idea that the clarinet is a set of fingerings, right? We have some low fingerings, and when we hit the register key, we're going to be popped up into an upper register of the clarinet. And the fingerings themselves are exactly the same. We're just doing it with the register key. If you're interested in learning more about the registers of the clarinet, check out a video I made called 7 Basic Fingerings. And in that video, I talk about how fingerings correlate with different registers of the clarinet. None of us are particularly afraid of playing in the low register of the clarinet. So if we approach the upper register with the same ease, I think that takes a lot of pressure off of us mentally from playing in the upper register. So if you can play in the low register of the clarinet, you can play in the upper register of the clarinet. So one of the first things that I like to do is actually play register jumps on the clarinet. I like playing a low E, and then hitting the register key and playing a B. So I'll play a low E, hit the register key, and play a B. Same thing on an F. I'll play a low F and just hit the register key in the back of the instrument. F, C. Then I'll go F sharp, C sharp, G, D. And I'll do that throughout the range of the clarinet. We're approaching the clarinet from a set of fingerings, and the register key is kind of like an elevator that pops us up into a different level of the clarinet. We have one set of fingerings that's on the first floor, and then we have the same set of fingerings that's up on the second floor. One of the things that's particularly challenging about playing over the break is our finger placement. And this placement is challenging because we're essentially playing from a section of the clarinet with no fingers down, and then we're putting all of our fingers down at the same time. So that's going to require a level of precision. So let me pull out my horn and show you. So check this out. You can see that, let's say I'm playing a B flat, which is this fingering right here, front and the back key down, a B flat. So when I'm playing a B flat and then putting all of my fingers down to play a B, if any one of these fingers is not sealing the hole completely, I'm going to squeak. So there's going to be a certain level of precision needed from going boom to boom, 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 or any one of these fingerings like an A to a B or an A flat to a B, right? We're putting basically no fingers down to all of our fingers down at the same time. And that can be challenging for young musicians, especially when you have smaller hands, or, I mean, just generally, it's challenging for anyone at first, and it requires a certain level of precision. How do we make our life a little easier when we have to go from no fingers down to all of them down at the same time? Well, we can actually alleviate some of that pressure by putting fingers down in anticipation of the next note. So when I'm playing a B flat like this, let's get my clarinet in focus. Yeah. All right, so I'm playing a B flat like this. Instead of going B flat and putting all of my fingers down, that's a lot of fingers to put down all at once. I can actually play my B flat and put my right hand down like this. And you're gonna hear it's gonna make a tiny, tiny, tiny variation in the sound, or it's gonna impact the sound just a tiny bit, but not so much. So when I'm playing my B flat, I can already put all the fingers down on my right hand. So that way I only have to move my left hand instead of my left and right hand. And you can do that for some of the other notes. Like if you're playing an A, you can put your right hand down and then you only have to move your left hand. An A flat, right? So it's a good practice to begin anticipating notes with your right hand by placing your right hand already down on the keys in anticipation of connecting the two registers. I have to make sure I don't say the word break. So again, something that's really helpful in connecting the registers is anticipating the next note by putting your right hand down already. If you're going back and forth between the break or the connection, you can actually just keep your right hand down. And for a lot of the notes, it's not actually going to impact the tone quality. And if it does impact the tone quality, you can make a judgment call on your end whether to use that fingering or take the fingers off. Does my airflow change when I'm crossing the break? And the honest answer is that my airflow never changes regardless of where I'm playing on the clarinet. If I'm playing in my low register or I'm playing the throat tones, altissimo, I try to keep a consistent supported airflow. And so don't feel like you need to blow more air through the horn from a B flat to a B. Honestly, you just want to keep a supported, consistent airflow no matter where you're playing on the clarinet. A couple little tricks that I've picked up over time, or maybe good habits, bad habits, I'm not sure what they are, but they work for me. And when I'm crossing the connection or making the connection between registers, I try to prioritize using my right hand pinky keys over my left hand. Let's say I'm crossing the break and I will actually prioritize, let's say again, let's say I'm just playing a C right here. I will prioritize playing all of my fingers here on my right hand side. So instead of playing a C over here on the left hand side, going like A or B flat to C like this, I actually prioritize playing this everything on the right hand first if I can. And the reason why is that I feel like placing all of my fingers down on one hand is easier than actually coordinating two hands, like would require me if I was to have to put my left hand pinky on any of these keys down. So I oftentimes find myself prioritizing placing my pinky key down on my right hand on any of these keys if I can. And of course, there are going to be exceptions to that. And the exceptions are going to be determined by when I need to play an E flat. And, of course, on the clarinet, we have this E flat, A flat key right here on the right hand side. And I actually have an alternate one here on the left, but most clarinets come with only one low A flat, E flat key right here. So depending on when you have to play this note, that's going to determine whether you're playing a B here on the right hand side or if you're going to play a B here on the left hand side. So for example, if I have to play a C to E flat, for the most part, technically, it's incorrect to slide your finger like this. There are times where I find myself doing it, but if you want to play with proper technique, you want to play a C on the left-hand side, and you want to play your E flat on the right-hand side. So you go C, E flat, C, E flat, C, E flat. And you're going to be able to have a lot more velocity than you can't really do this. That just doesn't work. So whenever you're crossing the break, it's a good habit to work backwards from when you need to be on your right-hand side. So if I'm playing like a B major scale, I'll play B, C sharp, D sharp like that. And I'm playing B over here on this side because I can't go B on the left-hand side, C sharp on the right-hand side, and then jump up my pinky like that. It's just not going to sound good. So depending on the fingerings we choose to use, it's going to be determined by when we need to play that E flat key. And of course, it's a great skill to be able to think ahead. And again, there's some great exercises that will help you build up that muscle memory to kind of internalize how to navigate the clarinet and those pinky fingerings the proper way. It's important to feel comfortable playing fingerings on the right-hand side and the left-hand side, but it's okay to have our preferences. Again, I gravitate towards wanting to play my pinky keys with my right-hand side, but there are times when I do need to use the left-hand pinky first. Another habit that I've picked up along the way is how I play my right hand low F and C key. So when I play my right hand C, I actually use the tip of my pinky to play the C, just like that. And I'm just using this little tip right here, and I'm playing my C just as so. Now, when I play my right hand B, I use a different part of my pinky and like that. So oftentimes it looks like I'm playing a C, but I'm actually playing a B. So I play my B like this. And then if I'm playing a C with my right hand pinky, I just use the tip of my pinky right here. So C, and that's a B. A C, and that's a B. And of course, when I'm playing anything chromatic, I'm always going to play B on the right hand, C on the left hand, C sharp on the right hand. I'm never going to go B, C, B, C, B, C. I just wanted to point out that sometimes it looks like I'm playing a C, but I'm actually using a different part of my finger right here to play the B key. This is how I play my B right here, and then I use this part of my finger to play my C. Just a weird habit that I've picked up over the years. Recently, I've been shedding this really killing trumpet exercise that's really helped my finger dexterity, and it's really assisted me with crossing the break, or what I now call the connection. And it's actually a trumpet exercise called the Clarke Studies, and I believe it's the Clarke Studies number 2. The Clarke Studies are a great way to help your finger placement, build a little velocity, and also help you cross the break or make the connection. And something that is particularly challenging on the clarinet is that you need to plan right pinky, left pinky, right pinky, left pinky. So I've been having a lot of fun kind of navigating my way over the break and making the connection. If you can do Clarke number 2 over the connection on the clarinet, you're good. Like everything, it's so important to play slow and precise, right? When we're playing slow and precise, we're building good habits and we're setting a foundation. If we're building a house with a shaky foundation, it doesn't matter what kind of house we have. The foundation is not properly set. So the foundation of playing the clarinet, again, is going to be good airflow, good finger technique, and playing slow. We're going to reinforce good habits by playing slow. And if you can play slow with precision, then you can play 2 BPM faster, 2 BPM faster than that. And you can, again, build upon that. And again, playing slow with precision is so much better than playing fast and wrong. If you're playing fast and wrong, it's just never going to happen. For the remainder of the lesson, I'm going to play the Clarke Studies over the connection of the clarinet, and I'm going to kind of prioritize showing y'all my finger placement and how I navigate, again, right pinky, left pinky, and so on. And I'm going to put the sheet music up there if you want to play along with me. This is a great exercise to help you master the connection of the clarinet. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate y'all. Please give me a like. Leave a comment. I also now have a super thanks option, so I would greatly appreciate any super thanks. And like always, I hope that this lesson helped you on your journey, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace. All right, y'all, let's get into some of the Clarke Studies. Let's do it.